Hello everyone, and welcome to this presentation giving a preliminary overview of the BALTIC UKH Toolbox for user engagement and participation. My name is Jamie Johnston, and I represent the Norwegian partner, Oslo Metropolitan University, in the BALTIC UKH project. This project, part of the Interreg Baltic Sea Region Small Project Initiative, focuses on developing best practices in participatory processes. Running from August 2023 to July 2025, it brings together key partners, the State and University Library Hamburg, the National Library of Latvia, the Royal Danish Library, and Oslo Metropolitan University. The project addresses a critical challenge: the lack of established best practices and standards for engaging communities in participatory processes. To tackle this, the goal is to compile a research-based methodological toolbox. This toolbox will provide public service providers with practical, evidence-based tools to enhance community engagement, ensuring that participation is more effective, inclusive, and impactful across the Baltic Sea region and beyond. Currently, each partner institution is actively working on its own community-centered initiative as part of this collaborative project. At the State and University Library Hamburg in Germany, the team is developing an interactive space to facilitate discussions on pressing political, scientific, and historical topics. This space brings together cultural, academic, and social actors, including the Association for Hamburg History, the Academy of Sciences and Humanities, and the State Agency for Civic Education in Hamburg. The Royal Danish Library in Denmark is focusing on a hybrid service model tailored for higher education institutions, specifically for faculty and students at Aarhus University and the University of Copenhagen. This project aims to integrate both digital and physical resources, creating a flexible and dynamic support system for academic communities. Lastly, the National Library of Latvia is working to engage young professionals in architecture and design. Through collaborations with organizations like Young Architects Club, Atelpa, they are creating specialized co-working and learning spaces designed for young adults, encouraging creativity and professional growth. And here we are, the 4C User Engagement and Participation Toolbox. Envision, innovate, and shape the future of public services and spaces. The 4C Toolbox is being designed to guide the process of engaging service users and encouraging their participation through co-creative activities. Co-creation in this context involves public entities like libraries working closely with community members or groups to collaboratively develop and enhance services, programs, and spaces, ensuring they meet the needs of both current and future users. In this process, community and community members refer not only to service users, but also to potential users and other relevant groups. Stakeholders includes everyone involved or affected by the collaboration. The essence of co-creation lies in its focus on collaborative input throughout the planning, design, and delivery of public services. It thrives on the active contributions of individuals or groups, ensuring that public services are shaped by those they aim to serve. The 4C User Engagement and Participation Toolbox is being developed to utilize conceptual tools that will guide libraries and other public service providers through a structured process for fostering meaningful conversations and relationships with users and partners. Each stage of this process will be supported by specific tools, defined as frameworks, methods, techniques, resources, or approaches that facilitate collaboration, creativity, problem-solving, and decision-making. These conceptual tools aim to assist libraries and other public service providers, users, and stakeholders in the collaborative process of envisioning, developing, and reshaping services and spaces. The 4C Toolbox framework, as shown on this slide, is being developed to guide the process of user engagement and participation. It is structured around key stages that ensure collaboration is strategic, meaningful, and responsive to the needs of all participants. It includes aims and goals, engagement, contributions, roles and responsibilities, and evaluation. I will reflect on each phase in turn, highlighting the conceptual tools that will be offered at each step of the way to facilitate the process. Aims and goals. This stage emphasizes defining the core principles, values, and clear objectives that underpin the engagement process. The tools provided help establish a shared vision and articulate desired outcomes, offering frameworks for framing and communicating goals. By aligning interactions with users and partners, these tools ensure that conversations with stakeholders are focused, purposeful, and constructive. Key questions to consider include: what are the desired results and outcomes from the collaboration? How do the organization's mission, vision, and professional values guide this collaboration? Will it help achieve strategic goals, solve problems, or reach target groups? Finally, who will benefit from this collaboration, and in what ways? Engagement. The tools for user engagement focus on implementing collaborative methods such as co-creation, co-design, co-production, and co-evaluation. These co-creation subsets can be utilized to determine the structure, timing, and nature of the user engagement. Will users and/or other stakeholders be involved in one or more of these ways? Co-create involves collaborators in the initial planning and conceptualization of the project. This phase explores possibilities and collaboratively develops strategies and ideas. Co-design focuses on the design phase, where collaborators, particularly end users, engage in ideation, prototyping, and testing. Co-production relates to the implementation phase, where collaborators contribute to the production and delivery of services or projects, thereby furthering the ongoing refinement and development based on collaborative input. Co-evaluation involves collaborators in assessing and evaluating services or projects, providing feedback on their outcomes and effectiveness for future improvements. Contributions. This stage emphasizes the essential resources and skills needed for effective collaboration. Key considerations for resource contributions include identifying who will contribute resources to the collaboration, resources such as administrative support, financial backing, infrastructure, technology, personnel, and dedicated time are critical to the success of the collaborative process. In addition, key considerations for skills mapping involve determining the necessary skills and competencies for collaboration and identifying who can provide them. Skills mapping tools assist in recognizing and leveraging the expertise of participants, offering frameworks to understand and utilize the strengths of users and partners. Together, these elements enhance engagement and improve the overall quality of collaboration. Roles and responsibilities. This stage includes tools for clarifying the roles and responsibilities of all parties involved. These tools help define and communicate each participant's contributions, fostering clear and effective relationships throughout the project. Key considerations include who does what, and what authority do they have to make decisions. It's important to determine the participants and define their roles, duties, and responsibilities, while also considering the relationship dynamics. Additionally, Establish decision-making processes by identifying who has the authority to make decisions and what specific decisions are they authorized to make. Evaluation. The final stage offers tools for collaboratively assessing the effectiveness of engagement efforts and their outcomes. These tools include questions and frameworks designed to evaluate and refine relationships and processes, ensuring ongoing improvement and relevance. Key considerations for data collection methods include utilizing observations, interviews, feedback walls, and surveys to gather and triangulate valuable insights. Key considerations for stakeholder involvement in evaluation focus on how both the service providers and users' assessments will be incorporated into the overall evaluation process. Finally, it is essential to define key terms such as student success to ensure a shared understanding amongst all participants. The structure and tools for each phase of the toolbox are coming together and nearing completion. The following diagram provides a preview of what the final toolbox will look like. Each phase of the toolbox will start with guiding questions and move into practical tools like guides, charts, checklists, and evaluation resources. Drawing on insights from the pilot projects and a comprehensive knowledge synthesis, the toolbox will also provide helpful tips and takeaways, as well as real-world examples from the pilot projects to illustrate how each phase of the toolbox can be applied. Now let's take a few minutes to reflect on your experiences with co-creative projects. First, let's consider the use of space. In your experience, what were the successful elements? What were the challenging elements? And what was key in making the space adaptable and flexible? And similar to the use of space, service provision. In your experience, what were the successful elements? What were the challenging elements? And what was key in making the service adaptable and flexible? And how have you brought in a hybrid element to your services and spaces? How were people, technology, and spaces brought together? What were the challenging aspects? And what was key in making the hybridity adaptable and flexible within the context of a co-creative project? This concludes my brief overview of the 4C User Engagement and Participation Toolbox. Thank you for your attention.